Get those Cybermen out.
Welcome back to the Cybermen, guys. Today I'm going to look at the Battle Evolution booster stuff that I didn't cover in yesterday's video. So I didn't realize the strategy notes were updated until after I recorded. Bandai trolled me on that one. They didn't put a little new tag on strategy, which they normally do. So I didn't see that, but let's go over it now. It's good because there's a lot of information, so it's good to have a second video. I'm also going to look at the Heroine deck and look at some of the kind of archetypes and things we can make with that. This, to me, is probably one of the most exciting leaders we've seen in a while. Obviously, I'm super excited about Nappa and the Cybermen. We're going to be really working on that and trying to make that competitive. But the Heroine deck is so versatile. It's similar to Zeno, the Zeno leader, but even more versatile than that, because we've got Bulla, Pan, Bulma, Chi-Chi, Android 18 cards from almost every set that can now be played together. Obviously, some of those won't work very well, but there are some that are really good. So I'll go over that in detail and we'll look at some of the options. So that's going to be cool. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think of these new cards and we'll get into it now. Alrighty, so we have the announcement here. I'll just go over it quickly. I'm sure everybody's read it already. It's been out for a good 12 hours or so now. But there's some really cool information here. So obviously, they're here to talk about Battle Evolution Booster. Pretty boring logo, if I say so myself. I mean, they've had some very nice fonts in this game, and this is kind of boring. I'm surprised. Anyway, let's continue on. Alright. This is a very true statement here. The more time passes, the harder it becomes to find cards from previous sets. To help alleviate the issue, the Battle Evolution booster includes some reprints of cards that fans have been asking for. So this is really good. The 4 SRs below included, but that's not all. So we already know about these SRs. This is the first time we're seeing can't remember seeing After Image Slash. I've definitely seen the art for these two. I don't know if Ribrian has, but these are all cards that are very good. I think Vegeta is the least exciting about these. I love this card, obviously, but it's just kind of out of favor at the moment because it's pretty expensive. Good in things like Cooler Mill. So, you know, this guy's the 3 cost on your opponent's turn, neg the whole board by 20k, and plus your leader by 5k. Abuni, obviously this one is a big one. I knew this was coming out, so I sold all my Abunis. I'm not a big blue player, and also this card, I've never found it a big issue for me, but I think that's because I play green a lot, so Dormant Potential kind of ruins this card. Ribrian, this one is my favourite of all the reprints. I've already got a playset of it, but this card is just so good, and it needed to be reprinted. I'm glad that people will be able to get it. And Basil is awesome. Artwork is really nice. Such a good yellow generic card in most yellow decks. I really think that it's good that Bandai are doing reprints. Same as these ones here. Defending Father Paragus is pretty hard to get a hold of. Senzubin not so much these days, but it's just still good because it's such a... stands out for like the whole card game. This stands out to be one of the best generic blue cards, or the best generic blue card. I mean, Series 1, there's only one other card I can really think of off the top of my head that we use in every deck, and that's Champa. And Champa's even been replaced, like, you know, we've got Kai as well, so Champa's not even essential anymore. Senzubin is the only card in the whole game that does what it does, and it's still such a great card. Good to see it reprinted, especially if that means they might, you know, do rotation. Again, I've been talking about rotation for ages. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, but if it does, it's good to keep seeing reprints so that Senzubin stays in the meta. Universe 9 Assemble is very good lately with Mecha Freezer, so that's cool to see a reprint. I was speaking to someone earlier about reprints and about my love-hate relationship with them. I think cards like this are great to get reprinted. These cards are hard to get, they're expensive, but they're not collectible. So I'm a collector myself as well as a player, and I don't care about these cards getting reprinted because I'm not trying to collect the other versions of them. Especially, even if you are, they're printed, you know, with different art, so the original ones are still rarer. But the cards that I don't want to see reprinted, and we'll talk about that later because we've got an SCR. People are scared that it's going to be a reprint of Victory Strike. I don't think that's the case. I think it's going to be a new SCR with a surprising character. But those kind of cards I don't think should be reprinted. SPRs, they're collectible. You can get the SR version. The SPRs should stay the way they are. Winner cards and things like that. They're the ones that you don't want reprinted because they keep value and they're good for collecting. Anyway, let's get to the good stuff. Here's some new cards. So Nappa, we've seen the Awakened side. Love him, but we haven't seen the Unawakened side yet. So Nappa with the Cybermen in his hand. Fucking awesome. Once per turn, add one card from your life to your hand. Play up to one Cybermen card from your deck and shuffle your deck. So at the moment, we've only got one Cybermen card, which is the green blocker that KOs a 1-drop when it's KO'd. I'm not sure if they'll bring any others. I really hope they'll have another Cybermen card, especially since the leader's red. Obviously, they're pushing red-green in this set, but I hope that there's a red Cybermen as well that maybe kind of does something different. Man, I would love just a 10k Cybermen, please. Like, what are they, 4 or 5k? It's just so annoying. So it'll be cool. Either way, it's still good, but grabbing one from life and playing a card rather than adding to hand is kind of annoying for hand size. When your life is at 4 or less, you may switch up to one of your energy to active mode, play up to 2 Cybermen cards from your deck and shuffle your deck, then flip this card over. I find it funny that he's not using Cybermen tokens because they're kind of trash, so it's like they almost decided we're not going to bother with that. So you're playing 2 cards from your deck and flipping 1 energy. It's almost like a draw 2, like the TN. Pretty good. I like that. And then when he's awakened, when this card attacks, play up to 1 Cybermen card from your deck, then shuffle your deck. When one of your Cybermen cards is KO'd, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and it gets minus 10,000 power for the turn. So that's really cool with the blocker because the blocker KOs a 1-drop and then you're minusing something 10k. And then activate main, look up to 7 cards from the top of your deck, add up to 1 red Vegeta or Nappa card with an energy cost of 4 or less among them to your hand, then shuffle your deck. If you added a card to your hand, choose 1 card in your hand and place it at the bottom of your deck. So it lets you filter, but this is interesting because it doesn't draw. Same as the other side. You don't draw. You play Cybermen cards from your deck, but you don't draw at all with this leader. There is no draw a card. You can add cards from your life. That's it. So it means that this deck's going to have to be very centered around Cybermen. Obviously, you can search for Nappa and Vegeta cards, but you're not plussing from that. This is one of the Nappa cards that you can play. Very strong. It's Deflect, Double Strike, Dual Attack. So we know that Deflect is so strong in this meta, just with Trunks and other counters running around. This isn't immune to Frieza, which is scary. Auto once per turn. If there are a total of 6 or more battle cards with an energy cost of 1 in your battle area and drop area, when this card attacks, it gets 10,000 power for the turn, then choose up to 3 of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. So strong. It's only happening on the first attack because you double strike, dual attack, but you're pretty much always, I feel, going to have that many 1-drops, at least in your drop area, if not in the battle area. So very good removal, and it's 30k double strike, dual attack. Very cool. Great artwork as well. So Nappa grows the Cybermen to make the Z-Warriors' lives miserable. He even puts 2 Cybermen into play when he awakens. And to sweeten the deal, the Cybermen themselves have received a power boost. There are plenty of other new cards that are perfect fit for this archetype, so be sure to look at the card list. Interesting. So I've got some ideas for this. I won't reveal them yet because I want to wait until I can make a deck list for it. And we'll have to wait until all the red cards are out for that, I think. Once you've filled your battle and drop, blah, blah, blah. Okay. That's fine. Awesome. Another awesome leader. Can I say that I'm more excited about this small set than I was about set 12. I like all the characters in set 12, but I don't like the mechanics very much. Android 16. That artwork is beautiful. Permanent, negate the energy exhaust skill of an Android 16 card with Arrival blue-green in all of your areas. Interesting. So there's some Arrival blue-green cards and they don't have energy exhaust. That's really cool. Choose 1 blue or green Android card in your hand. Discard it. When this card attacks, draw 2 cards. That's an interesting order. Attack, drop a card, draw 2. Very nice. We've seen that previously on, I think there was a Goku leader that did it. When your life is at 4 or less, or there is a total of 5 or more energy between you and your opponent, you may draw 1 card, switch up to 1 of your energy to active mode, and add cards from your life to your hand until you have 5 life left, then flip this card over. So really cool. You can ramp with your Android 16 card to awaken more quickly. On the awaken side, permanent negate the energy exhaust. Yet we've seen that. And another permanent, you can pay the skill costs for play the skill cost for and activate the arrival blue-green skills of cards in your energy area. So you're able to allow arrival cards from energy. That's very interesting. When a blue Android card is played from your energy area, place the top card of your deck in your energy in rest mode. That's really cool. It's similar to the Android 21 mechanic of using your energy and then replacing it. Activate battle. Use one blue-green multicolor Android card in your drop area in a combo. Well, that's sad. I mean, that's strong, you know? You're going to keep reusing that Android 18 super combo. Holy crap. Every battle. Well, once per turn, but... yeah, it's not even when this card is in battle, so you can use it when you're attacking for game. Very, very strong. This deck is going to be awesome, I think. Android 16 Steadfast Comeback. This is an SR. Funny, we're not seeing SR foiling, really. Oh, yeah, there's a little bit of gold there. Strange. So this is an Arrival Blue-Green, which means you can charge him without energy exhaust. He's a blocker with Revenge and Dual Attack. If your leader card is blue or green, when you play this card or use it in a combo from your hand, choose one. Your opponent chooses one card in their hand and discards it. Place up to one blue Android card with an energy cost of 1 from your deck in your drop area, then shuffle your deck. So it's allowing you to put cards in your drop that you might need there, or to force your opponent to discard. And it's a 1-cost 5k combo, I think, just to kind of balance that skill, because it's when you combo with it as well. Pretty good card. Blocker Revenge is very nice, obviously, but it doesn't have barrier. Arrival Blue-Green for 4 is a lot. Energy Exhaust Double Strike. You have to remember these are coming from energy as well, so it's not too bad. When this card is played, add up to one Android 21 card with an energy cost of 5 or less from your deck to your hand, then shuffle your deck. Then choose up to one Android 21 card with an energy cost of 5 or less in your hand and play it. So when you're arriving this, you can play Bad Omen and Burn Alive. So it is very good for 4 energy. When this card attacks, your opponent chooses one card in their hand and discards it. It's a double strike. This is a good boss monster for blue-green, I think. Just a rare. I really like it. I want to see what you guys make with this deck, because I am not really much like up and around the Android green-blue. I know that Dylan, one of our team members, plays Android 21 a lot, so I'm sure he'll be right and all over this, so we'll probably upload a deck profile at some point. I'm not going to read through all this just because it's going to take a while. These two cards are being reprinted. They are not SRs, so I'm wondering... You can see they are being reprinted as full art. I'm just interested in, because they're starter deck cards, what rarity are they going to be? Because if you look at the product page, there's no ST. So are they just going to be starter but come as rare as like this one as an SR? Or it'll be interesting. Now I'll get back to this stuff in a minute. Let's go down. Now we've got Vegeta's lineage. First reveal of Vegeta's lineage. King Vegeta, the insubordinate. Energy Exhaust, unique. Arrival, red-green. Swap 3, 1 red. So we're getting swap with Vegeta's lineage. Interesting that it's a multicolor swap. If your leader card is a red Saiyan card and you have 3 or more energy, Vegeta's lineage card with an energy cost of 3. 1 energy to swap to 3. When this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and it gets minus 5,000 power for the turn. And you can't play copies of this card for the turn. Interesting. We need to see... I mean, I can't really comment on whether that is good or not. We need to really see the other cards in the chain, but it's really cool. People have wanted Vegeta's lineage for ages, and I can't say... Like, Bandai must have been listening and reading all of that, because... You know, they've even called it what we wanted it to be, like Goku. So it's nice to see another swap archetype. I really like the fact that this swap is like Goku's lineage. So since Goku's lineage, we haven't seen a swap where it's different characters. I don't know if people have noticed, but Goku's lineage, you know, had Grandpa Gohan, had Gohan, Goten, and Goku. Whereas, you know, it had it had Chi-Chi and things like that. Whereas this is only Frieza and Broly, sorry, bloody hell, I don't know what I'm talking about. And I'm not going to cut that out, enjoy my stupidness. Frieza and Broly only swap into their own character. So Frieza into Frieza into Frieza into Frieza, Broly into Broly into Broly into Broly. Now, we're back to swapping between characters, which I like. That was a really cool part of Goku's lineage, because it meant there were different avenues you could go, rather than just 1, 3, 5, or whatever. You could go into different 1-drops, different 2-drops, things like that. Makes the archetype a bit more fleshed out. Now we have more Bardock's crew support. I know Spinach is going to be excited about this. We were just talking about Bardock's crew the other day and how we always wanted to play it. Even with the new cards, I haven't played it, but I want to try it, and now we're getting more, so now we have to wait for this. Blocker, and if your leader card is a blue Saiyan card and your opponent has 2 or more energy, you can pay 1 when this card is removed from the battle area by an opponent's skill. Choose up to 1 blue Bardock card with an energy cost of 4 or 5 in your hand and play it in rest mode. So this is cool because you're able to play cards much more cheaply. It's only a 1 cost, very strong card. We did see some other cards similar to this in the draft box, but they were kind of annoying and not that easy to get out, whereas this is great. This is a really good card because your opponent can't get around this auto. As long as you have 1 energy, that Bardock's coming out, which is really cool. And now we have Universe 9 support. This is what Universe 9 needs because it's a blue-yellow archetype with no color fixing, and this is excellent. If you have a Universe 9 card in play, negate this card's energy exhaust skill in all areas. So similar to the Bardock of the draft box, it's pretty much you're always going to have. You can just put a 1-drop, Universe 9 in play and charge this in active mode. It's also a blocker that's a 2 cost. When this card activates its blocker skill, your opponent may choose one of their cards and switch it to rest mode if they don't draw a card. I don't really see this being played as a blocker. It's going to be very much used for this permanent, I think. So that's it. They're saying all the support. What do you think? 68 new cards, 57 reprints, alternate holographic versions of common, uncommon, and rare. So the full art are going to be the alternate versions, which is cool. Now let's look at this. Alright, so this is the leader. Bulma. What a cutie. All Pan Bulla Bulma Chi-Chi Videl My Future and Android 18 battle cards in all of your areas gain Heroine and are treated as if they had no specified costs. So cool. That is what we thought might happen. I mean, I've always been thinking when we heard about the Heroine deck, but I just thought that seems too broken. It's not reducing the cost, so I don't think it is broken. It just kind of lets you play all different cards in the deck, which is awesome. You can't play non-Heroine battle cards, so that is a clause like the Zeno, or similar to the Zeno, except Zeno doesn't let you play extra cards either, that you can only play the cards that have Heroine. Keep saying Heroine, sounds like I'm going to shoot up. When you play a card, draw 1 card, then this card and the card you played get plus 5,000 power for the turn. So this is a really cool auto because it activates on your opponent's turn. We'll get to that later. And also it makes the little 1-drops, 1-drop 5Ks and things actually 10Ks, and they can probably attack early game. When your life is at 5 or less, you may draw 1 card, switch up to 1 of your energy to active mode and flip this card over. Bulma, Life of a Heroine. So we got all the different kind of eras of Bulma here. Got Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball Z, and I can't remember when that was. Probably in Dragon Ball Z. I don't know, maybe Dragon Ball GT. I didn't really watch that much. So she has the same permanence. When you play a card, draw 1 card, then this card and the card you play gets 5,000 power, so the same that. And then activate battle, choose 1 of your battle cards, and he gets plus 5,000 power for the battle. So it's really pushing that being able to give a buff to the Heroine cards that a lot of them are underpowered. So that's going to really help. It's interesting that these cards, this is a 5k, 10k, so you will need this auto to pressure. And it will be good to be able to play cards on your opponent's turn so you can get that buff and help you defend. Now, we've seen Rosie yesterday. Great card. I won't go into it in this video. Launch is a new one. Blocker and a 1 energy. If your leader card is a red Earthling card or a Heroine card, at the end of battle when this card was used in a combo, play this card from your drop area. So you're playing a 1-drop blocker for 1. The reason this is important in this deck, like I said before, is because you can play it on your opponent's turn, which means you're drawing and it becomes a 10k blocker and it gives your leader a 5k boost. So don't count this out. This is a very important card for the deck. I feel like it will be played in every version of it, or at least it should, until we see some other cards that can play on your opponent's turn. We probably will see some other cards that play on your opponent's turn in this deck. There is one other that I can think of off the top of my head, and I'll show you that later. But this card is very good. Now, let's look at all these. So I'm going to look at Pan, Buller, Bulma, Chi-Chi, Videl, My Future I couldn't find on the website, which is funny, but we know there's a few searches and things for that, and Android 18. So let's look at them now. First of all, I want to talk about the Unison for this deck, which we talked about yesterday. Launch the Wild One. If your leader card is a Heroine card, play this card from your hand with 2 markers. So that allows you to color fix it. Look at up to 5 cards from the top of your deck, add up to 1 World Tournament or Heroine card among them to your hand and shuffle your deck. So that searches your whole deck pretty much, or any battle card in your deck. Choose any number of your opponent's battle cards whose energy costs add up to 3 or less and KO them. This is a very good generic Unison, as I said yesterday. I think they made it green for one reason. It's a Videl card that works with a green Unison, so I'll show that soon as well. Let's look at Buller first. So these are the Buller cards. You have to think of these cards as if they're not coloured, really, unless you're playing extra cards. So this has no specified cost. Buller doesn't have many cards. She has 3 cards so far. We'll probably see more in this set, but the only card really worth playing is this, and it's still not worth playing because you can't include these cards in your deck. Bomber GT does not, unless, let me just see. Yeah, there's no Bulma GT on this card. So this card doesn't search for anything. Pretty much dead. The other 2 are blockers that are 2 cost. The counter that's 2 cost. I guess you could play this, but again, really not worth it. So I don't actually see Buller being included unless there's some new cards, which I assume there will be. Videl, another one that's probably not worth including. You got to remember that each of these, when they're played, are like plus 5k. So this would be a 10k, but it's a blocker, so you wouldn't attack with it anyway. Really not worth it. This is a Videl card. When you play it, choose one of these and play it. Not worth playing again. Caring Mother Videl. Switch this card to rest mode, draw 1 card, then choose up to one of your battle cards, and it gets 5,000 power for the turn. So this is good in Goku's lineage because you can play it for 1, but I don't see it being played in this. I guess kind of it's a 10k, but then you're switching it to rest mode to draw. It could be used. Too easy to remove, I think. There's another one. When you play this card, yeah, can't use that. So it's funny because we must be looking to see a bunch of new cards that can be used. Obviously, we've got the Heroine cards that were revealed yesterday. It means a lot of the cards in the new set will have that. But so far, we haven't seen a single card that's worth playing of the old cards. This doesn't do anything. Of course, these cards are all 1-drop draw cards, so worst case, but you wouldn't really play it. So this is the first one that I think is a good inclusion, especially if you're playing that launch Unison, which you probably will. This is a 1-drop blocker. If you have a green Unison in play, when this card is played, draw a card. So you're drawing 1 for this, then you're drawing 1 for leader. Your leader gets 5k. So it's a draw 2 blocker. This is definitely a card that is worth including depending on your build. If you're playing very defensive, which I think this deck will probably be looking like a defensive deck. So this is a great card to include. The next card that is almost an auto-include in every Bulma Heroine deck is this one. Heroic Duo Videl always comes back into decks. It's such a good card. Obviously, I think it was the second counterattack play card after Roshi. The reason this is so good is because it's a negate, and you play it on your opponent's turn, which means you get to draw and buff your leader. So this is a 1-cost counterattack that gives you a 5k combo on the field. Becomes a 6k, so you're not going to use it for anything other than that. Lets you draw a card and buffs your leader by 5k. 4 of in every deck, I'd say. Very good. This is interesting because this card allows you to play a Son Gohan in your deck. This is a Videl, which means it gains Heroine and it can be played in the deck. But none of these skills work, so you probably wouldn't. Great Sandman, 2 Budding Hero. Choose 1 skillless battle card with an energy cost of 2 or less and return it to its owner's hand. Now, I can't recall if we have skillless battle cards that fit in this deck, so it may work, but we'll see. This one is not worth playing, and that's it. So, potential, we'll have to see what comes out of it in terms of skillless battle cards. Probably not. This is a definitely play, and this one is also a very good card for the deck, I think. Next up, we have Pan. Now, Pan has a lot of cards, a lot of good cards as well. So, Fearless Pan, probably won't play it unless you're playing an all-red build of this deck, which is possible. It also buffs as well, which your leader does, so it definitely has synergy, but 3 energy is a lot for Fearless Pan. We know these days no one really plays it unless you're playing it at the moment with the Piccolo Unison. A 1-drop Pan. So here we go. This, I forgot there's a 1-drop skillless Pan. So this would work with the Videl we spoke about, this one here. You obviously want 2 cost, but it does work with it. You do need green energy for that skill though. So people might be playing janky stuff. Pan will work. When you play this card, look up to 5 cards, choose up to 1. Yeah, not going to use that. Plucky Dynasty Pan for swap. She's a super combo that you can't use, so no. Fledgling Talent Pan. Choose 1 card in your hand and place in the drop area, draw 1 card. I could see this being played. For filtering, maybe. I think it's a decent tech. No one plays it at the moment because having this on board is just like not a good idea with Dormant running around. But still not bad. Spirited Search Pan. Place this card in the drop area, choose up to 1 green. Yep. No, we're not going to have that. Pan. Blah, blah. Probably not. I mean, you could play it if you want to get your leader card down to 2 before you awaken. Probably not. You're not using that Searcher. Here's another Pan skillless that would work. So it looks like skillless could work with this deck, but you need some green cards. This card will work if you play a yellow Unison card, but I think the Videl is better. Pan Proudest Daughter. Not really. If your leader card is a Blue World Tournament, yeah, no. This one's a good one. This is a great inclusion. Awakening Talent Pan. So this is excellent for self-awakening and keeping your hand size up. I could definitely see this being played. Choose up to 1 new red leader cards or red battle cards. Maybe if you're playing red in the deck, this could work. So this is a good inclusion if you're playing that skillless build. I still don't think... I think the skillless build won't be good. I mean, there are a lot of cards that support skillless in the Heroine archetype, but I don't think they're any good. So this can go with the Pan skillless and then the green Videl to kind of give skillless blocker or critical. Probably not. This is not a Pan. The Dragon Ball Super website just automatically put that in Pan, which is funny. Combination attack we're not going to be using. So there's a couple in Pan that we can use. Mainly, I mean, Fearless Pan obviously you could use, but mainly the skillless, which is not very good archetype. This one's good. And that's about it. Bulma. So this is not going to be played. This is not going to be played. This can be played. Youthful Bulma is a decent card. Draw 2 pretty much when you play it, so I could see this being played for sure. Dependable Mum is also a decent card, but it's a Bulma GT, so no, you can't play that. Multi-mech, nope. Yeah, I don't see Explorer Bulma being played, too expensive. Not that super combo either. Dragon Ball Seeker Bulma, interesting. If you play a skillless build, this is a good card to play as well. Because you're drawing a card when you play it, and then you... Oh, no, not really, because you're placing the Dragon Ball in the drop area. Probably not. Ignore me. If there is a Saiyan card in your battle area, draw 2 cards and choose... Yeah, I mean... You could play this if you... Oh, it's Bulma BR. Don't worry, you can't play it. Bulma, when this card is... When you combo with this card during your turn, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 3 or less and return it to its owner's hand. 1 cost removal. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Tell me. I don't think he'll be playing that. 1 cost... Unless there's no other good removal in the deck. When you play this card, draw a card. Yeah. I mean, this, again, it feels like there is a lot of support for one-drop skillless in this deck. Because when you play this card, draw a card, then choose up to one of your red or yellow Saiyan cards in your drop area that energy cost of 1 to get its skills and play it. So you can play, you know, the Pan skillless with this, both of them. It feels like they might have been thinking about that. I still don't think it's a good deck, but it's got a lot of synergy. Choose run red or green extra card in your deck. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if there is a red-green multicolor card, I don't think so. When you play this card, look up to 3 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 baby or brainwashed. Probably not. Bulma, Bunny Girl, maybe. Again, not really. This one won't be played. Sorry, I really thought there would be more cards that were put in the deck. These are all seemingly pretty crappy. Not going to be that one. Oh. So let's go to page 2. Look up to 5. So this is a great card for the deck to search for your unison. If there's green Saiyan cards with energy cost of 3 or less among them in your deck, then I guess so. I can't think of green Saiyan because Pan's really the only one that's a Saiyan. Pan and Bula, I believe, and there aren't really green good cards that you play with it. But counterplay, your leader card is mono yellow, and you have a yellow unison card to play. I don't really see this being played. This is a decent shout, I guess. If you have red yellow in your deck, you can play this. Arrival gives you a Vegeta that potentially can be searched off things. 2 cost, again, not really worth it. When this card is played, activate. No, yeah, we're not going to do that. Yeah, probably not. You can use this as a cantrip if you want. Yeah, no, not that one either. Super combo, no. No, green Saiyan, black Shenron, no. When this card is when you play this card, look up to 5 cards from the top of your deck. Choose 1 battle card with energy cost of 1 among them and add it to your hand. This is Bulma's mum. Dumb sight. When you play this card from your hand, look up to 3 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 extra card with energy cost of 1 among them. Add it to your hand, then place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck. This one could be useful, depending on what extra cards you run in your deck. I could see that being played. When this card activates block or skill, choose up to 1 of your opponent's leader cards or battle cards. It gets minus 5,000 for the turn. I think this is a good tech for this deck because you are a lower powered leader. This was really good. It lets you block a battle card attack or a leader card attack and neg a battle card by 5k. And it's also a draw 1 on your turn. Definitely a decent tech here. When this card is played, draw 1 card, and then it has this activate main to drop 1 and draw 1. I guess it's okay. This is probably a better version. Oh no, the Pan's free, isn't it? I don't know, 1 energy to drop and draw is pretty crap. If it was 1 energy to draw a card, it'd be good. This is decent if you need to rest mode a blocker or something. Very niche. This one won't work. This one won't work. Well, this is a 1-drop blocker that draws a card, I guess. Still okay, but Videl and other things are better. We're not going to be using that. And that's it for the Bulma cards. Looking at Chi-Chi now. This can be played with the Videl that's Goku's lineage to search if you would like. Little Chi-Chi. Yeah, doesn't really do much. If you play red-green in this, which I still don't see how you could, then this would be okay. Super combo, no. Red unison card, so probably not. It would be good if you could play the Fateful Reunion Son Goku, but you can't, so that's probably no good. This is a great one, because this is blue hate, so I could definitely see this being played. It's a 1-drop, draw a card, and you draw a card from leader, and then it's got that anti-blue counter skill. I guess, probably not. And that's it. I could have sworn there were more Chi-Chi cards. It'd be funny if this was Goku's lineage. I never checked that. It's not. Alright, next up. So, Okay, so they've just lumped my future in with my the character here, so that's good. This one, another one that you probably won't play because it's a 2-cost blocker. You don't have Trunks future in your deck. 2-drop blocker again. Not going to be playing that. Probably won't be. This is decent if you're playing skillless. You can use this to search for skillless balls, 4-drop balls. Sorry, decent. No. Find what energy you play this card as a drop area. I don't think so, unless we see some red-blue multicolor cards. Probably not. This is a good card. I can see people playing this because a lot of the deck is Earthling. So this is a draw one when you play it, buff your leader, and look at the top 5. So definitely can see people playing this Mai. Not this one. Choose up to Unison. I mean, if you play blue Unison, but probably not. Oh, here's another skillless. So it really does look like... I don't even know this card because it's just a random new card from Vicious Rejuvenation. I can definitely see a skillless deck. It feels like that's what they're pushing. But I don't... we haven't seen Android 18, which is one of the most... probably got the most cards out of all these heroines. So that it could really gear towards Android 18. But this deck has a lot of skillless support. When you combo with this card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 1 and place it at the bottom of its owner's deck. So this could be decent removal, but it's 1 energy. The Bulma's better for 1 energy. Another hate card is Maya, which is really good. Could definitely see that being played. Oh, this is a youth, so this doesn't count, sorry. But this one, again, paired with the last one, the Chi-Chi, is very good. And the final cards are Android 18, which is probably got the most. She probably has the most. You might see some old stuff, but this is too expensive. 5 cost for a double strike. Nope. 3 cost. Yeah, that's not going to happen because it needs Android 18. During that turn, if an opponent's... Oh, during the turn you use this. Nah, probably not. Deadly Defender. It needs to have a green leader card. This could be used to search and more of Android 18 if you play it. Still probably not that good. This card I could see people playing if you play a lot of extra cards in the deck, depending what build. Why is Android 20 on here? Oh, because she's Android 18 on that side. 3 cost critical barrier. Probably not. 4 cost blocker. Choose one of your opponent's battle cards, switch it to rest mode. Yeah, no. Can't play that one. Probably not playing that. This card is switch from... No, we're not playing that. If you have a blue-green multicolor card in your energy, when you combo with this card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 1 and return it to its owner's hand. Probably not. I don't see people playing blue-green, but you can, because there are some blue-green Android 18 cards, like the super combo. Leader card is an Android card. Nope. Draw 1 card for 2 energy, and you have to pay 2 to play it. Yeah, nah. Green-yellow. So you can play green-yellow Arrival. There are a lot of green-yellow cards that seem good in this deck, so I could see this being played for sure. Green and yellow are some of the strongest colours for Heroine so far. When you play this card, choose up to 1... I mean, obviously, yeah, you need green-yellow cards to combo with. Choose up to 1 card, and your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand and place it in the drop area, or choose a keyword skill in one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and negate it for the duration of the turn. So that's cool, to do during battle on a card with Quadra Strike or something. That would be cool. Android 18. I can see this being played. It's better in the Android 17, 18 leader that makes it a 2 cost, but it's still draw and 20k for 3. Here's an Arrival blue-green. So this is one that you could charge and pair with that other card. When this card is played, this is the one that chooses one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 4 or less during battle and return it to its hand. So you can pay 1 energy, play it, and then automatically send it back to your hand and get rid of the battle card attacking, or just use it for removal. This card could be... I could see this card being included as a tech as an extra 10k combo, because if you have 5 or less cards in your hand, it becomes a 10k zero cost. So that is interesting. You can't use it with the activate main, obviously. And that's it. I thought there were more Android 18 cards. Alright, what do you think, guys? So I know, sorry, that was pretty long-winded, but what do you think of this deck? What are your thoughts? Obviously, for me, the most exciting cards, or old cards, are Videl cards. This one here being number 1, this one probably being number 2, and then maybe this one, depending on what you want to play, because the skill-less one-cost cards are abundant in with these Heroine cards. But what do you think? What are your janky ideas for this leader? I think it's going to depend a lot on what we see in this new set. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Cheers. Thanks for watching, guys. We really appreciate your support. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Share the video. Comment down below and I'll try to reply to everyone. We have now got a store on our website for all Australian residents. So jump on to www.thecybermen.com/shop and you can grab your pre-orders for set 12, pre-orders for set 13, and a bunch of other fun stuff, including custom mats and things like that. We'll be putting some merch up there as well at some point in the next month or so. So look out for that. Again, thanks for watching.